Yes, look, the whole of Western culture is actually a way to cope with this feeling disconnected from the source. And so, for instance, technology is a way to find some kind of a control because we feel completely out of control within. Another example is depression. When that particle disconnects from the wave, the particle is isolated, and you get people saying, I feel lonely, alone, separate, or feel disconnected. So depression is actually a disconnection from that religious outlook or this spiritual connection. And then you find that the Western culture has developed all kinds of pills and narcotics to deal with that depression, and all kinds of ways to be in this pseudo false happiness, which is just a denial of feeling disconnected. But the real medicine is to reconnect to wholeness, to reconnect to our source, which is like the true power. And this pandemic of depression and this incredible amount of medication, narcotics that is being used in the West is symptomatic of a society that has disconnected and is going ever more in this black hole that is the disconnectedness from the great light or the source, which is depression. And the Western approach to deal with that is just taking us ever deeper into that black hole to a point where there will be no more return. Every individual needs to reconnect to the sacred source. Science, it's not enough for physics to find evidence of this deeper reality. Every individual needs to have a first-hand experience with that subtle reality, which is what we refer to as love, as healing, as true bliss, true happiness. And when we're disconnected from that, we feel empty, we feel alone, and then we try to fill ourselves up from without. The pandemic of obesity is simply the way we are dealing with a disconnection from God or from the source. And we were supposed to develop a whole culture based on the source, on the wave. And the only way back, yes, for the Western man and woman, is to work with these projections, to work with the way we look at the world, to become aware that what we are seeing is our projections. There is no way back for the Western person, where we start to become aware that what is out there is our own projections, when we start to become aware of what I call the field. And the field is how there's this constant compensatory interplay between what's around me and in me, the state I am in and what is happening around me, the state I am in and what my body is doing. Nature is the mechanism to correct us, and the Western culture has declared a war on nature, inner and outer. The 99% of diseases is the body, the inner nature, trying to help us. But the same way the Western culture has declared a kind of a war on nature, believing that it can improve on nature, the same way Western medicine believes it has to correct the inner nature, which is disease. And disease is nothing else than the deeper inner nature, which we are now saying is divine connectedness, trying to help us reconnect. So yes, the whole of Western culture is based on a lie. The whole of Western medicine is based on a lie. And you can, the lie is that we can separate the observer from the observed. All of Western medicine and knowledge is based on that premise. And the new axiom, the new premise, is that you cannot separate within from without. That when within disconnects from without, you get death. So the self-awareness is the next step. There is no way to understand the world independent of ourselves. That has taken us into technology, which is killing us. And the real technology is nature, as it were. That's like God's technology, nature. And nature is set up to heal us. So yes, the next step is to reconnect, is that observation problem that we need to. The daily meditation is that what I am seeing out there is my projections, and when we do that, then we reconnect to the field and to the wave and to the sacredness in creation, and then everything is conspiring with us to help us forward. Everything is set up to take us to fulfill our true purpose, and then everything is connected. And then I meet the exact person that I needed to meet, and that person knew I was coming. And it's that first-hand experience with this, what now is called the paranormal, but which is the real normal, that heals. Then we feel connected. We feel that energy, that great light radiating and healing us. But it has to be based on a real experience of life. No, it's not the technique alone. It's when we start to re-enter wholeness, and when the mind that is again seeing interconnectedness, connections beyond locality. That psychic mind, that is the mind that is our new image of healing and of well-being. That is healing, not narcotics. And that's the new vision for man. And we all need to do that. We need to set up a whole new system for this.
System based on what?
A system based on teaching the children self-awareness, teaching the children wholeness, that reality is divine, and teaching the children techniques to keep that third eye open, which is the eye that children are connected, divinely connected from nature. Children that are speaking to imaginary others, they are still directly connected with their shadow. That in art school you call that mime. Children do mime by nature. And so we need to keep them connected to achieve the next step, which is now what we call, what I call the wave. No one would want to hurt each other if they were intimately aware that everything is one. You see? We would stop abusing animals, abusing nature, abusing ourselves. Sharing would become our second nature, because we would experience that oneness. You see? self would become everybody and the world. That's my next report on my research on the observation problem. So we need to take the glasses off that is fooling us into this sense of separateness, and see what really lies beyond these glasses that are our eyes and our senses. And we are wired to perceive that oneness.